all right.
I would rather not be up there because I like to see people rolling up. And if we're too far up there, we have to move the camera. Or do we go up here by the doorway?
I think there is just fine. I mean,
Keep in mind, nobody's up there.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say.
We don't have to be there. The quality seems okay.
Yeah, it is actually pretty good for what it is.
Nobody's really going to move. It's got more advantages. So they just walk off. Let's see how far we go.
I think this one is a nice one.
Back to the Future? Alright, first shot. Well, plug in, let's just read it. Let's just read it, just in case we start.
You see, what if I just obey in the first one? You know where you're gonna sit?
Up there.
So he said that he's gonna miss me like it's so bad that they cannot keep me. The good stuff.
I'm connected to the internet. Okay, so we're going good. Alright, ladies, be real careful. We're live streaming now, so don't run into this,
Good, easy, good kid though. Food in the James said no dressing. People are showing up with tight dresses and heels.
President Dan Lowry for the invitation. Father, your Son revealed your love in table fellowship and in the breaking of the bread and the sharing of the cup. We gather this evening in fellowship. We gather to celebrate your many gifts to each and every one of us. We thank you for the opportunities we've been given to pursue an education. We thank you for the opportunities we've enjoyed in making use of our athletic abilities. We thank you for our teammates. We thank you for our families and for our coaches, trainers, and sports staff. And yes, we thank you for the food we are about to enjoy and for our time together. We pray for your blessings this evening, Father. Blessings on all of us and on those who have prepared our food. And we pray in a special way this evening for those who are hungry and for those who are homeless and for those who are bereft of fellowship. We make these prayers in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Lowry. At this time, we're going to start with dinner. We can start with the last table first, and then we'll kind of make our way around.
just pulled in.
of them. All of them.
What are your kids?
I cover them when I go to work. Good thinking. No higher end tramps there. Something. It's like, why are you mad? Why do you sit down? Yes, cover up.
Ran a couple times. You know what? We're not there.
Oh, I have. I'm 6.
Yeah, but you know what? We're in there.
Your daughter's 6? Yeah, she's
Alright, now I don't want to. It got right in your face.
I told you to come over and check it out. Weirdo.
I got it off the leash. I wasn't expecting much out of it. People are watching. People are watching your butt. I think it's I'll just go over your butt.
Here, I didn't do it in my hair and I make it with my nails. I took mine off from AI. I do really like that. I just
Look at poor Shira.
she's like, I don't care. Sometimes.
Yes, my star is featured on that for this.
Is this live?
32 people?
Oh, just 2. Okay. Yeah, I was next to them. I was the 22. When we got up, I said, are we okay, I was 22.
I like that.
Softball recruits are all over the place, don't they? I was talking to California. You need the dorm. We talked about that 17 years ago. Because I wasn't. When I went to talk, when I was trying to recruit the coach from Mother McCall, 2,000 girls, he said, I'll send you as many players you want. You had dorm? Some of the best kids in the city.
We were just on national television. So the guy that did you see the video I showed you?
I'm thinking about my dogs.
From what I hear, it's kind of like
Because of her back.
they do like a shit ton. I think they said like over 1,000 hours. But that's good. I'm excited for that.
Treadmill's right there.
Yeah, they have a train or like a pass or whatever. Like, it's like real cheap.
How you doing?
I was gonna just save some money and like buy a little car or something. Is that what
Yeah, sitting just on.
Right behind you.
special awards banquet for the County College of St. Joe's Athletics. This is my first one, and I hope many more. But I'd like to start off by thanking especially all of you athletes that made the decision to come out tonight. And tonight is a night to celebrate all the successes of our athletes and our teams and coaches and people behind the scenes as well. So as we mentioned to our coaches a couple of days ago, we'd like to make sure we keep your talks down to about 3-4 minutes. We'd like to keep the program moving, and we have a lot of awards to give out tonight, a lot of presentations. And I'd like to start tonight off by introducing you to a very special man, somebody that has been involved with Calumet College athletics for quite some time now. And even though he's no longer with Calumet College of St. Joe's on a day-to-day involvement, he still is very much involved, as his presence is felt every time he enters a building. A couple months ago, we had a basketball game where we honored had a presentation at one of the basketball games, and I asked him to come out and be a part of that presentation and celebration, and he came out. And right before that, he was in my office, and we were talking, and I was just blown away by the history of how Calumet College of St. Joe's started athletics and his part in how it took off. He's been with us for many years now, and without further ado, I'd like for him to come up here and share what Calumet College of St. Joseph's was then and where we brought it to today. With no further ado, I'd like Andy Jusick to come up. Andy is the first athletic director of Calumet College of St. Joseph's.
Thank you. I'll keep it short. Keep it a lot short to give out. Thank you for the invite. I have a pack of notes about this thing with all the history of where we started, where we came from, and how it happened. And even with Andy, we were talking a lot of laughs, and some of the people that have gone through the program and where it started. And I'll tell you where it started. I owned a little sports shop in Whiting, Indiana, and I had sold it. I didn't know where my next check was coming from. And it was the last day, and this gentleman walks in the door in a three-piece suit, and I said, "Can I help you, sir?" He goes, "Yes, I'm Dr. Dennis Rittmeyer from Calumet St. Joe. Would you like to be our athletic director and start our athletic program?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And he said, "I'll talk to you Monday." And I said, "No, sit down right here. We're talking now." And that's how it started. I went in Monday and we talked from there. And just writing some of the notes down, when we started, we had no checking account. We had no credit cards. We had no vans. We had no equipment. I ordered 12 basketballs, and the lady in the accounting department said, "What are you ordering 12 basketballs for? It only takes one to play with." We had no logo. We had no mascot. Our first mascot, we did him up. People remember there was Mike from Highland, and we called him Flash. No, Splash. Yeah. And he was awesome. Andy Flash. We had a lot of laughs. We had no athletes, and you talk about the scramble. We had no coaches. The first coach I hired, and he's doing very well right now. Nate Pominate. He started with us. He came out of Northwestern. He was played basketball there, and he was 22 years old. As a matter of fact, the Chicago Tribune did an article on him that he was the youngest college basketball coach in the country. He left us, and he ended up at Oregon State as an assistant coach with Robinson, who was Obama's brother-in-law. He coached out there, and he left there, and he went to the University of Minnesota as assistant basketball coach. He now is the commissioner of men's basketball out east at the AAC conference. So if you could dream and be big, and accomplish anything you want. This young man has grown to where, and every time if you read his resume on everything you see online, he mentions Calumet College of St. Joe where he started. We had no facilities. I mean, we used the Civic Center, and we had to close it down for the circus, right? And I were just laughing because on Wednesday practices, when you went in, you had to wait because at 3 or 2:30 they had a band in there and they had dancing and they would sprinkle the stuff on the floor. And we used to have to wait for Leon to come in and scrub the floor before the men could practice. There was even some practices that were held outside because we had nothing. I mean, and you go back to the checking, and because I'm still involved with basketball, I help out at the fall prep in the city, and I run some help with some travel basketball. And I'll see officials that used to do our games at the Civic Center, and they love me because without a checking account, I used to have to put an estimate together of how much money it would cost us for trips or for officials. And then I would go upstairs, they would give me a check, I would go to Liberty Savings in Whiting, get the money, and give it to the coaches, or pay the officials cash. And you talk about officials going, wow, this is great, we love you. And I'll run across them today and go, you were the best, coach. You're the best, you paid us in cash. We had no trainers, didn't have a secretary, there was nothing. And facilities, in another funny story, our soccer program was started, and he got the city of Hammond to give them Forsyth Park for his soccer. We turned the field, and we were going to play his first game, and he said, Coach, you don't have to worry, I lined the field already for us. He said, I got some white stuff from the plant right over there. And he lined the field, and there was Nate, and then we went out. He said, well, get up earlier just to make sure everything's fine. Well, the white stuff he got was a feed from, and the funny thing about it is that it's a sad thing because when we got out there were geese in line, walking, eating the lines, and they were also putting we had to scrape and we had to buy rakes to rake the fields because there was so much geese on the field before the 3 o'clock game. I mean, it was, and we had a lot of stories, but one of the greatest things is we had an attitude of the people that was hired, and it was an attitude as a choice, and the people that came aboard, and we kept telling the students that we recruited, you're going to make history. We're starting something, and we're going to make it grow. The sacrifices the students made and the coaches made was unbelievable. I mean, the stands and picking up stuff, uniforms. We had washed uniforms. The coaches would go wash uniforms in Whiting, and you would go in the basement where we had our offices, and all you'd see all the uniforms hanging up. Our purpose was to build something, and we were told we needed young people at the college, and the purpose was fulfilled. You can talk about what you have here. There was a sense of commitment from everybody. Honestly, the coaches actually believed and dreamed that we could make something happen. Because there was nothing. We had absolutely nothing. I think we created an environment that's still strong. This is from 17 years being here. And when it all started, with just walking through the door and doing a great job. And I really like to thank all the administration, everybody that's made the sacrifice, and you athletes that are here that help keep the basketball, keep athletics growing. Because without you, we are nothing, and we all lean on each other. And I've always said if somebody ever needed something, I don't think there's a coach for an administrator that's come from the college that you could go see and talk to and help you whenever you need it. Now, just in closing, and this is something I like to live by, is ultimately people will forget what you said and people will forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Thank you.
And then before I turn the program over to Ashley Houlihan, who's going to announce the academic awards, I'd like to thank a few folks over to my left for coming. Dr. Dan Lowry, our current president, will be stepping down here. And with that, Mr. Lowry, Dr. Ginger Rodriguez and Dr. Dion Jones along are here as well. But this time we have some academic awards to give out, and Ashley will be taking care of that. All I ask is that you give her your undivided attention. I know there's a lot of talking going on out there. I think it's very disrespectful. This banquet is for you, and each person that comes up here to receive something should get your undivided attention. So please bear with us. I know we're going to try to move this program along, but just be respectful of what we're trying to accomplish here.
Thank you, Rick. Unfortunately, grades are not due until Wednesday, so I do not have my normal academic awards to give. I do, however, want to recognize those who are named to our CCAC and Daktronics All-Scholar teams. Before I begin, I'd like to thank a few people who helped me out this year. First is Becky Levy, who anybody who knows Becky, she drops anything she's doing to help out. Marks, who left us this year, but still only a phone call away, and we definitely use him all the time. And last, I have to thank our athletic director, Rick Torres, who took this position in the beginning of the year, and I think everyone can agree he's just done an outstanding job for us. The first awards I'd like to present are those who are named to the CCAC All-Academic Team. A nominated CCAC student athlete has maintained a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.25 or higher. They've earned at least 30 hours of credit, and they've been enrolled in our institution for over a year. When I call your name, please come up to receive your certificate. Hannah Alderson, women's soccer. Men's soccer. Nicholas Fernando, men's soccer. Annette Herrera, women's cross country. Jane Lopez. Jane Lopez, women's cross country. transfer or 1 academic year as a transfer, and they must have a minimum GPA of 3.5. The first member of our Jackson NAIA Scholar Athlete team is Roger Malanda. Deontay Pittman, men's cross country. Annette Herrera, cross country. Daniel Montoya, women's cross country. Ramiro Rojas, wrestling. Shady Connor, softball. Milton Cano, men's tennis. Kate Deere, softball. Santiago Castaneda, men's tennis. David Espinoza, men's tennis. Erwin Krakow, men's tennis. Samantha Castellanos, women's tennis. And Mariana Cortez, women's tennis. Please give a round of applause for your staff. The last awards I'm going to present tonight are our Team Character Awards. This honor is awarded to one individual on each team who best represents the 5 core NAI values of integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership. You can come up when I call your name and we'll hold our applause until the end, please. Hannah Alderson, women's soccer. Torche Sartran, women's bowling. Jose Gonzalez, men's soccer. Alexa Hoganson, women's golf. Patrick Holbrook, baseball. Daniel Holden, men's Xavier Lopez, women's cross country. Samantha Lopez, softball.
At this time, we will start the team awards, and we're going to ask each head coach to come up, say a few words, ask their players to please stand so that we recognize who those players are. And then at that point, when coach is done with their talk, then they will present the most valuable, most improved, and any other awards that they are distributing to the players. Baseball is not here today. They're playing at IU South Bend tonight. But the MVP for baseball is DeAndre Earl. Up next is softball.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank Rick and Ashley and Becky for everything they've done this year. I'd like to thank Coach Allen for always finding the gym time. And I'd like to thank the administration for all the support. Second of all, I want to thank the baseball team for not being here because I'm going to use their 3 minutes to pick up my seniors. So, My 6 seniors, if you guys come up here and stand real quick. Come right up here and stand. I'm just going to announce you real quick, and then they're going to give you your gift. Come right up here. Right there in the middle. Come on out in the middle. Don't be shy.
Backwards.
We have Nicole Henry, Kelsey Brzezinski, Priscilla Planet, Coach Fire, Taylor Wire, and Brady Kimball. I just want to say thank you guys for all everything you did in the program, and not only that, but keeping the younger ones away. Go ahead and come on over this way. We'll hand you guys. Joe, where you guys at? All right, well, they're getting their gifts. I'm going to start with we're going to start with our most improved player for the season. This is somebody, a lot of you guys won't understand the points here, but her fielding percentage went up 20 points from last year. Her batting average was up 61 points, which is huge. Her RBIs were up, her extra base hits were up, and she had 20 more hits this season than she did last year. Not only did she do it statistically, but she also did it in leadership-wise. She was a leader this year. She has just grown. So if that's not a most improved player to me, it's also a most improved person, and that goes to Gina. Somebody on our team that displays that leadership as well, kind of like the character award that we handed out. But we've been doing it. We started it 4 years ago, and to me, it's something that it represents a player who leads on the team, leads off the team. She might be quiet sometimes, but says what she has to say when she has to say it, and people listen. And she's only a sophomore. That goes to Samantha Lopez. She's also your new student government president. Wanted to add that. And then our last award is our most valuable player. This year, she led our team in batting average, on-base percentage. She was on the top 4 on our team in fielding percentage. She raised her slugging percentage 106 points. She also raised her fielding percentage 26 points. But she also played, to me, she played the hardest on this team all year long, knowing that she left it all in the field. Kelsey Brzezinski.
Up next is Coach Tim Aluda, introducing his players for women and men's tennis.
So for the women's tennis team, we only had 2 players. And but I'll tell you what, they went out there and played, they practiced, they worked hard, they played against the other teams, even though we couldn't win a match because we only had 2. So I have a lot of admiration for them, a lot of respect for what they did. Our most improved player was Samantha. She really has come a long way. Looking at, this is my first year here, but looking at the players that, and her scores against players in previous years, I don't know how she's gotten as good as she did, but she's really come a long way past, not just a year, but 4 years. Most valuable player on the women's tennis team is somebody who's been around a long time, been one of the top players in the conference for several years now, and that's Mariana Portela. The men's tennis team. Men's tennis team, the most improved player was a young gentleman who I also had the pleasure of having him in my economics class. And the way he carries himself on the court is the way he carries himself in the classroom, which means even more to me. He was always, one asking questions, contributing to class discussions, doing things beyond what's expected in the classroom, which is really going to take him far. And that's the way he was on the tennis court too. He was the first one there, last one to leave, always working hard, just an unbelievable attitude, hard worker, and it showed off as far as how far his game has come over just in the time I've known him, and I hear from the time he was a freshman. Erwin Krakow. Our most valuable player on the men's tennis team, Erwin was always the first one there and the last one to leave, and he usually had somebody right there with him. And that showed because this guy was a fantastic player, and I knew he was good coming in, but he played some matches towards the end of the season. He beat some of the best players in the conference. They were shocked. I could tell when they came off the court. They did not expect a match, much less that he was going to beat them. He really impressed me a lot, and I've seen a lot of good players in my time. I was very impressed with how hard he came. It's good to see his hard work pay off. Santiago Castaneda.
Thank you, Coach Faruka. Women's golf, Coach Tim McGee cannot be here tonight, and we ask for your prayers for his mother who's hospitalized. And Alexa Hugason couldn't be with us either, a lone golfer on the team, but she is the most valuable player for the women's golf team. So. Up next is men's golf. Coach Gary King.
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Torres for giving me the opportunity to be the men's golf coach. This is my first year. And I also want to give thanks to Ashley and Rebecca there. They've been a big help for me trying to get me through this learning curve in coaching at the college level. I coached at the high school level for 11 years. I had some pretty successful programs there, and that's what I hope to build here at Calumet College, something that you can be proud of. I only had 4 players this year. We had kind of a rough start for our first year. Hopefully things are going to get better. Working real hard on the recruiting process. And I feel great at the time. I will be recruiting student athletes and golfers. Okay, number 1. Okay. So at this time, I'd like to introduce to you Brian Contreras. He was my only senior. Brian was an outstanding student, outstanding golfer, He's, yeah, come on up, Brian. He's the type of player that every coach would want on his team. I wish I had 4 guys just like him, 4 other guys just like him. Unfortunately, I'm going to lose him. I told him I wish I had him for another 3 years. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. But Brian and I've not only become his coach, his golf coach, but Brian has become a friend of mine as well. And I'm going to really miss him when he departs. But Brian is also our most valuable player on the team. Brian?
Thank you, Coach King. Coming up next is women's soccer. Coach Mary, come on up.
Coming. That was my first season as a women's soccer coach, and I have to honestly say that this is one of my best seasons coaching, and I've been doing it for quite a bit. And judging from the response that I had from my players, I think all the ladies are amazing, but we have to make a choice, and you go to the board, you go to individuals. Most improved player, Katie Rubrick, she's not here today, she had trouble with us. Better in each game, and she came prepared for the season, and was one of the great leaders on the team. Coach's Award goes to a player that was came prepared for the season. Great leadership, also did better in every game. Great character, the only senior that we had in our team, and it goes to Elizabeth. And MVP, I know this is she's going to be very happy about this and sad at the same time, because she never made it to a sports banquet before, and that was supposed to be her first. When she left work today, she called me, she was crying. Her car broke down, her father's car broke down, they couldn't get together to collect themselves and come here. But most local player goes to Fatima this year. That's it for my team. All the seniors, congratulations and good luck in your lives. The rest of you, I will see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Henry. Up next is men's soccer. Coach Brendan Roth going to make it here today, neither good as assistant. But the MVP for men's soccer is Mitch Aguilera, and the most improved is Eliseo Hernandez. Up next, I'd like to introduce you to Coach Kelly Greer with women's volleyball. Coach, take him up.
Thank you, guys. Coach Greer wishes she could be here tonight. She recently had a surgery, and she's kind of sitting at home and sitting on her couch. Our first award of the night is Most Improved Player. She cannot be with us tonight, but when she first came and started with us, the first game was a little rough, and by game 32, 34, she finally started playing where we thought she should. So our Most Improved Player is Alex Sullivan. Most valuable player tonight, I think you guys have heard her name quite a few times. I can stand up here and ramble on and on about her. She's a great kid. She's going to do great things in her life. Without her, I don't know that we would have scored more than 10 points ever. She really worked hard every day in practice. She put it all out there, and she played her butt off the entire season. Our most valuable player
Brittany Kissel.
Thank you, Andy. Coming up next is competitive dance, Kelsey Shepard and Mackenzie Ditch. My eyes are going. Men's volleyball, Rich Variety, please go on up.
Typical men's volleyball, always getting over Anyway, when I first year at Banquet, it was definitely an eye-opener for me. This being my first year at the men's game at the college level, I've always been very successful at high-performance level of USA volleyball, as well as travel club volleyball. When I walked in the door, I had 7 players. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with 7 players? Anyway, I think when I walked in, I set my characteristics of the team and all my goals with them. And I opened a lot of eyes with the players of the team. They were pretty excited. On the first day about conditioning, they all showed up on time. Pretty excited. When I first started doing jump training, a couple guys didn't even jump on the box. I'm like, okay, we're definitely in for a rough season. Along the way, we didn't get any wins this year, but we made a huge count with the progress in the direction we're heading. Without further ado, first I'd like to talk about our first most improved player. To my understanding, he never even seen the floor of last year. He got out of every practice. He never made it into one game, 1 serve, 1 point. However, this year, when he walked in the gym, the very first game, the very first conditioning, he actually tripped over his own feet. And wound up spraining his ankle. So he was out for the first one. I'm like, oh, well, here we go. Oh, I got 6 players. By the end of the season, he actually started a match. So this is a huge improvement for him. Most improved player. Our whole rival player also was selected as the all-conference player as well as second team. He does a tremendous amount of work for our team. He's highly recognized by all the coaches in our conference as well as out of our conference. Without this player, not only during practice, he worked really hard. He also improved his attitude on the floor as well as with the team. He came in always complaining about stuff in the beginning of the season, or what can I do, or what can I do, or by the end of the season he was more positive, and he brought the guys along with him. So I think he's well deserved more by the player team. Trevor Wagner.
Thank you, Rich. Coming up next is competitive dance. Mackenzie Ditch.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie. I co-coach Kelsey Schaefer, who's me here tonight. She's traveling for work. This is our first year with the competitive dance program here, and we've had a great experience and had the opportunity to work with an amazing group of young women. Thank you to the administration for guiding us through the NAIA process. Our first award is our Most Improved Award, and this award goes to someone who has made so our MVP this year goes to Rebecca Peterson.
Thank you, Coach Ditch. Coming up next is wrestling. Ryan Rivera. Coach Ryan Rivera, come on up.
First, I just want to start off by thanking the entire athletic department staff. As somebody that's out in the building every day, they really do a great job and just really making it possible for us to have a successful program. So really appreciate all their patience and hard work. As far as the season for us this year, we had a lot of ups and downs like most teams, but most importantly for us, we finished strongly. We ended up having one wrestler that made it to the national tournament, which is a streak of about 7 years now for the program. So we were able to keep that going, which is something that we also pride in. I just want to take a moment to recognize one of my seniors here, Ramiro Rojas. Stand up. Ramiro was one of the first athletes that I think he actually was the first athlete that I ever signed as an assistant coach back about 6.5 years ago, right? It's been a long ride, so I'm glad that he finished his career here with us. And even though he didn't end his senior season the way that we wanted to, he still finished as a national qualifier 1 year, and he finished as a Tectonics All-American. And something that I took actually the most pride in is he just got accepted into DePaul's nursing program, master's program. The first award that we have is, instead of going with the most improved, I went with what I call the Ironman Award. This award really just encompasses the person that did all the little things, just in the practice room, in the classroom, just did whatever they had to do whenever I asked them of it. And most importantly, they showed a great deal of mental toughness. That's something that's probably one of the most important things in our sport, just because it's such a grueling and tough, physically and mentally, grind each season. So that person was Chance Ravitch. Chance couldn't be here today. He just started a new job last week, so he couldn't miss work. Next award we have is the most valuable person on our team. This individual is a senior for us. Definitely one of those instances where you're sad to see a kid go, but you're also happy for him. He's definitely been like someone that's been like family for me over the last couple of years. He's had a great career, especially considering where he started. When he first came in and stepped foot on campus, he was probably about 50 pounds heavier than he is today. A lot less athletic, a lot less strong, but just through his own hard work and dedication, he turned himself into a two-time national qualifier. He finished second in the regional last year, which was the highest place finish that anyone in our program has had. This year, he didn't quite make it onto the podium as far as being an All-American, but he did pick up a really tough win at the national tournament, where he knocked off the number 8 seed of the tournament in his first match, which we're definitely pumped about at the time. And that individual is Scott Petrowski.
Thank you, Coach Rivera. Coming up next is women's bowling, Coach Randy Bainey.
certainly had a lot to reflect on, several notable team and individual performances. Our team performances, to note, are third place at the Boilermaker, third place at the Striking Knights, 8th at the Collegiate Shootouts in Las Vegas, 5th at the Eagles Baker in Addison, Illinois, and 5th at the Crusader Open in Dubuque, Iowa. One of our most exciting moments was at our season-ending NAIA championship. It was there that we beat the #1 ranked NAIA team in the nation in a very exciting match. I'm still choked up about it. So that match was a 5-game Baker match. The first 4 games went 2-2. 2 of those games were decided by a single pin. And then our ladies, I couldn't have been more proud of them, steamrolled them in game 5, throwing the first 5 strikes, and Weber did not have a chance. That was a great accomplishment to end our season. So to recap, we had, after our events, we had top 10s, with 4 of those being top 5s. So a good season overall. Individually, we had 4 ladies achieve all tournament honors. All tournament honors is when a player makes the top 5 in a tournament. At the Midwest Collegiate in Wisconsin, junior Portia Sharpton finished 3rd. Portia, please stand up. At the Boilermaker, senior Lauren Hart made the all tournament team. Junior Bree Barrow also made the all-tournament team at the Boilermaker. She's not here. And finally, freshman Lindsay Norton made 4th place at the Crusader Open. Portia also had a notable performance at sectionals in an individual event. She narrowly missed nationals by 23 pins. And then, in one of the best performances I've ever seen, senior Liz Kramer threw 12 doubles and 10 frames during our Eagle Baker tournament. No joke. That is one victim of conflict. Our individual awards here. Our most improved player is one of the best performers in all of bowling. She's a very good student and a fun-loving teammate. She finished the season 16 pins ahead of last year and was 2nd on our team in average. This year's most improved player for women's bowling is senior Alyssa Vogel. Our FBT established herself as almost always my first go-to player in the anchor position. Her shot-making consistency is remarkable, and frankly, I consider her one of the top collegiate players in the country. Her ability to find the pocket under almost all circumstances, including her ability to repeat shots, which is so important in bowling. Even when she didn't have her A game, her misses are not very big. Women's bowling's most valuable player is senior Elizabeth Kramer.
Coach Danielle. Up next, men's bowling, Coach Mike Quebec.
First, let me say thank you to President Lowry and the school administration for their continued support of the bowling program. I also want to thank Rick and Ashley and Becky and all the full-time athletic staff for all that you do to help our bowling program be the success it is. I also want to thank my assistant coaches. Unfortunately, they could not be here tonight, but I am very blessed to have three great ones in Jake Hayes, Kevin McCloskey, and Coach Sammy Kruchek, who's been with the program 10 of the 11 years. I want to recognize and thank the seniors in my program. I believe we have a couple of them here tonight. Will you please stand? I'd like to recognize Colt Dining, William Moody, Johnny Corpus, and Lucas Brownwell. Before I move into discussing our playing season, I also want to recognize, if these gentlemen could stand as well, Lucas Ferrando, Johnny Gorgeous, Daniel Holden, Tyler James, Kyle Hayes, and Nico Vicari. They have achieved NAIA and NCBCA academic All-American status by having a GPA over 3.5 in each semester. CCSJ men's bowling just completed its 11th season. We bowl generally 5 Tier 1 and 5 Tier 2 events each regular season, and Tier 1 events are worth double ranking points. And they have an average of 40 to 78 schools competing. For the first 9 seasons of our program, we've never won a Tier 1 event. Last year's team won 4, and this year's team won 1. That means if you're a sophomore, junior, or senior in our program, you have now won 5 out of the last 10 Tier 1 events. Not only did this year's team win a Tier 1 by defending their title in the Collegiate Shootout in Vegas, they also beat #1 ranked Robert Morris in their own tournament, the Robert Morris Eagle Baker Challenge, defeating them in the championship final game, 277 to 221. This season is the second winningest regular season in our 11-year history, and this year's team accomplished something none of the previous 10 teams did. I don't even think they realize this yet. This team won a Tier 1 event and a sectional title in the same season. By winning that sectional in Smyrna, Tennessee, your CCSJ men's bowling team now owns the longest current streak in all of college bowling by qualifying for their 11th straight Sweet 16. As good as the regular season of sectionals were, competing against 20 other schools at the NAIA Championship would find us having a good event, eliminating Lawrence, Stack, and Marion before losing to Lindenwood Belleville, but finishing in the top 6. However, unfortunately, at the USBC Championships in Baton Rouge, we bowled on the most challenging pattern we've seen all season, and we struggled very much. And we would lose to Wisconsin Whitewater and then get eliminated by Urbana, finishing 13 to 16. One of the reasons our wins came all in the second half of our season is due to the improvement of many of our players, but one player in particular stood out in his improvement. This player increased his average over 5 pins from last year. This player doubled his playing time from last season, and this player made us put him on the starting team because he would win every roll-up we put him in against other teammates competing for that same roster spot. This year's most improved player is Tyler Chambet. Take your time, Tyler. This takes me to this season's MVP. This person excelled in pretty much everything he did this season. He is consistently one of our best teammates, willing to help everyone in the program. In the classroom, he was an NEI and NCBC Academic All-American with a 3.87 GPA and is in honors while double majoring in business and accounting. He is student government vice president and is a captain on our team. On the lanes, he was the first team NEI All-American. He led the team with a 211 average, which was 29th in the country overall. He led the Boilermaker out of over 200 bowlers. He was second in the Leatherneck Classic out of over 300 bowlers. He is the first player in our program's 11-year history to win the singles sectionals and finish in the top 16 individually out of over 700 singles players across the country. He is a walking example of the saying, the real strength of a man does not lie in his size, but in the size of his heart. This year's MVP is Nico Picard. We only had one senior on our postseason roster, and one freshman, 4 sophomores, and 3 juniors that got a great experience as to what it will take to bring home a national title. Here's a modified quote from Michael Jordan, who happens to love bowling. He said, talent wins tournaments, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships. I know if this team will do the work they have, I know if this team will do the work, they have the intelligence to win the national championship.
Thank you, Coach Jackie. Coming up next is Coach Steve Hell with women's basketball.
First, I want to thank our athletic administration, the coaching staff, and the student athletes at Cottington College, and also our college administration. It takes a lot of people, a lot of hard work to be successful on and off the court, and so I'd like to thank everyone for their hard work and dedication. Our most valuable player award. We had a lot of young ladies in the program this year that actually have won this award. Matthews and I, we talked about this a lot, trying to figure out who was most improved this year. And I think if you look at academics and things that happen off the court, and obviously on the court, this person, she improved in every area of those categories. And from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, you look back at her stats and see how much she has improved. And this year, most improved player goes to Haley Collins. Player, stats don't lie. This person was also probably our hardest worker, and also did very well in the classroom with her GPA. She led us in scoring. She's probably second or third on the team in rebounding. One of the top in block shots, field goal percentage. I mean, on and on and on. She did a fantastic job for us. Never quit type of attitude. Most valuable player goes to Brittany Kissel.
Thank you, Coach. Coming up next is men's basketball coach Ryan Sexton.
You know, I was listening to Coach Jay tell stories about the history of the school, and I feel old because I kind of remember all of those. I can remember when my office in the basement of the academic building used to be downstairs, and we'd share it with Gene Kessler, with me, Peter, and Andy and Gene Kessler. And you know, if there was a tornado that was going to blow through Whiting, you would have never known it down there. We were as safe as could be. You know, so I remember it when it was there, and I can see where it's at now. And it was such an honor to represent this school on the national stage this year in Branson. Just how far we've come. I mean, it's amazing. But it was a great honor to be able to represent Calumet College on a national stage. If I could just have my guys stand up real quick. You know, it's one thing to have talent, but I don't think you can win at that level without good people, and that's what we have in our program. Just blessed to be able to coach these guys, and just really happy for them for the success that we have. Some quick thank yous. I want to thank my assistant coach, Chris Hardis. He's been with me all 10 years. My manager, Demetrius Collins, in the back. My wife Sarah, my son Jace, who's our biggest fan, and Mara. And then want to thank Rick, Ashley, Becky, and Steve in the athletic department. I think it goes without saying that we're definitely headed in the right direction with that group leading us. Mike DeVader, our SID, unbelievable. If you haven't seen the little clip on him on YouTube, you got to check that out. But really appreciate Mike. Doug Cassell. He's as good of an athletic trainer as I've ever had working with me, and I was really happy that he was able to go out to nationals with us, so thank you, Doug. And then all those student athletes that have to get yelled at by coaches and me and officials that work that scorer's bench during the year, I appreciate you. You guys did a great job. For my first award, it's a leadership award. When you think of leadership, I think of a few words: consistency, honesty, discipline, hardworking, dependable. They got to be a great representative of the program, and that's exactly what this guy is. He's a junior. He's coming back to be a senior. He scored his 1,000th career point at the national tournament. That's Michael Brooks. My next award is the Senior Award. This young man grew up a lot, both in toughness and maturity as the year went on. He continued to add to his game. Everything that we asked him to do for us, he did it without hesitation. He was a huge reason why we were as successful as we were this year. I think he was undervalued by every other coach in the conference. The fact that he did not get nominated as an all-conference player is ridiculous in my mind, but that's okay because I'm glad he was on my team. He averaged 13 points and 7 rebounds. He's going to graduate with a degree in integrated studies, and that is our guy, Derek Scott.
He averaged 14 points a game. He shot 31% from behind the arc. But the thing that I was most proud of his development of being able to get to the basket and using his threat to be able to shoot the ball, to be able to put it on the floor and get to the foul line. I think he's one of the best shooters in our conference. He was always asking, although we didn't always let him, to guard the other team's best perimeter player. He was the second team All-Conference as a junior, honorable mention, NAI All-American. Really good kid who I think is going to have a great senior year, only going to get better, and that's Devin Harrison.
Last two teams are mine. So, let's start with women's cross country. Our most improved runner made a lot of headway from last year to this year. Pretty much most of the season was our number 2, number 3 runner. But made a lot of strides. I know she's not here today, so somebody would accept her award on her behalf. Danielle Lopez. Welcome, please. And our most valuable, she came out for cross country last year. She was recruited for track, and I taught her to run cross country, and last year she was our number 1 runner, and this year she was once again our number 1 runner as a track athlete. But this year's most valuable runner for cross country is Harley Sutton. In men's cross country, much of the same. This young man was recruited to be a middle distance runner, and he was thrown into the cross country scene, kind of like making a pitcher into a catcher overnight. But he took it in stride, and he's done a marvelous job of representing us in cross country. Dropped his time by over a minute. Our most improved runner for cross country is Deontay Pittman. And our most valuable runner for cross country, a bit of a toss-up, but felt that he was also one of our most improved, but became valuable as the meets went on into the season. Very tough competitor. Our most valuable men's cross country runner is Miguel Flores. On to women's and men's track. We do have a few extra awards only because there's so many. There's over 17 events in track and field, so the events get to be separated, and it's hard to gauge MVP in different areas. So I chose to go some outstanding awards. So starting off in women's track, she was our outstanding sprinter last year, outstanding sprinter again this year, leading into the conference meet next week or later on this week. We hope that that's when she hits the qualifying mark for nationals, something that's been avoiding her for the last several years. But outstanding sprinter for women's track is Olivia Askew. Is a freshman who came in, supposed to have just long jump and high jump, but we started asking for a little bit more, and lo and behold, she now holds the record in the shot put, the javelin, the long jump, and we're not done. So, outstanding field trip for women is Natalie Milliston. year, but has made a lot of strides, encountered a couple injuries, but she's still at the top of her game, and hopefully she can do some big things at conference and the week after that. But our outstanding distance runner is Kellen Vale. Our most improved runner, and she not only has improved from a running standpoint, but her attitude has changed dramatically. She is continuously asking to see how she can get better, and she has, and she's represented us well this year, and has recorded a couple of PRs since high school. Most improved athlete for track and field is Sierra Carmichael. And lastly, our women's track most valuable athlete. Once again, if it weren't for her, she pretty much handled the sprint department all by herself, and holds records in the 100 and 200 and hopefully the 400 before the season's over with. And again, knocking on the door for a national qualifying mark is Olivia Askey. On to men's track, outstanding sprinter. He's kind of done it all for us this year in every department with the sprints, as well as field events. Just a freshman, but has done an incredible job of just learning each event as it comes to him. But outstanding sprint award goes to Robert Davis. Our outstanding field event performer, he came in to throw the discus, and then we asked him to do the shot put, and then we asked him to do the javelin, and then we asked him to throw the hammer as well. So he's doing all 4 events every week, and he's done extremely well in all 4 as a freshman. That award goes to Ronnie Strain. Our outstanding distance performer, there's an event called the Steeplechase, which requires several barriers to jump. Last year when he tried the event for the first time, there was a barrier of water, pretty deep, and the first time he tried to attempt to jump it, he jumped sideways. Second time he came around the second land, he jumped sideways the other way, and then finally got a taste of what cold water feels like. But he did end up breaking the school record last year, and this year has already broken it 3 times by himself. He's an incredible athlete, and we hope that at this week's conference meet that he can drop that even more and hopefully hit the qualifying mark. Matt King is our next. Our most improved athlete is someone who has improved marks in both of his events this year, and he is someone who works extremely hard at what he does. Sometimes the confidence factor gets the best of him, but an incredible athlete with just pure vertical ability, and hopefully we'll put it all together this week at conference as well. And that is Demetrius Banks, is our most improved athlete. Before I announce the most valuable, I just want to share that when I took over last year, I had some struggles with athletes, it's kind of unheard of. When you're running track, you're supposed to run. So when I had athletes coming to me and saying, do I have to run? Or do I have to do this event? Or why do I have to do this? And I'm like, wow, that's what you signed up for. That's what you do. So I'm really happy and I'm really proud of the group that I currently have right now, because I think we've chiseled it down to those that want to be here and those that have to be here. And I'm very, very proud of the fact that they have taken this program unto themselves. And we were at Concordia Invitational last week and received a lot of compliments, mostly from the coaches that came through the Calumet College of St. Joseph's program. And they said to me, you look like a team. Because you might not have the numbers yet, but you are looking like a really good team. So kudos to all of you, and thank you for your commitment and your loyalty to the program. Finally, our most valuable athlete, we put him in the 1500, he does amazing things. We put him in the 3000, we put him in the 5000, we put him in the steeplechase, we put him in the half mile, 4x8, anything we put him in, he just runs possessed. So possessed it is. Matt King, you're our most valuable player. This concludes all of our team awards. We've got a couple other categories, so I'll ask you to bear with us. I think it's going to start getting to be a little more fun now with these awards that are coming up. So, and we also have a couple of presentations to do as well. So, without further ado, the first department award is our Team Community Service Award. So you've noticed all the plaques outside of Athletic Director's office right there. Those plaques have all been taken down, plaques have been replaced. So those awards are the ones we are giving out tonight. All right. So the Team Community Service Award. This award is given to the team that has had the biggest impact in the community this year through their volunteer service. The team that was selected as this recipient of this award has volunteered over 270 hours of their time this year. Their service includes running 3 clinics for the Boys and Girls Club in Gary, Indiana, volunteering for youth tournaments, working 2 kitchens in St. Joseph's Church in Hammond, and running 3 skills camps for 3rd graders. They have individually volunteered another 200 hours of their time at various charities and organizations such as the Carmelite Home and local animal shelters. The Community Service Award, before I give this award out, that is an impressive list. And I'd like to be standing here next year and recognizing a lot more than this one team, because I think all of us are capable of doing that and much more in representing Calumet College of St. Joseph. So let's put our best foot forward and take a lesson from this team. The Team Community Service Award for 2016-17 goes to women's softball.
You guys can stand up so everybody can see you. You guys are the ones that do the work. Stand up.
We did have a newcomer up here award, and we decided as a staff to change the name to Freshman of the Year, only because newcomer of the year kind of when the sophomore or junior comes in, obviously they're going to have the edge over the freshman, so we'll have a separate category for that later. But coming up to present the Freshman of the Year award is Coach Steve Hell.
Outstanding freshman athlete. This year, we have 2 athletes deserving of this honor. Our first winner made 18 for all of their events this past season. Additionally, they started at most of the events and had a 4th place finish individually to capture all tournament honors at the Crusader Open. The first Freshman of the Year award goes to the women's bowler, Lindsay Norton. second winner made all tournament teams in their fourth event of the type invite and averaged 196 for the season and a 204 in the critical tier one event. They made significant contributions to their team from the very start of that athlete, men's bowler Jacob Gilbert.
When we announce your name, just come on up. We have awards still coming to you. There was a lot of work done to try to get this prepared for today. So just kind of bear with us. The awards will be coming. Assistant Coach of the Year, that presentation will be made by Mike DeVader.
Good evening, everybody. The Assistant Coach of the Year is an honor that's awarded to the assistant coach that best exemplifies commitment to the program through the hard work, dedication, and character. This recipient of this award has dedicated 10 years of their respective programs and time to help their team to one of the best finishes in program history. He's also spent countless hours in the gym and plays a significant role in the success of the program and the success of his players. This Assistant Coach of the Year award goes to men's basketball assistant coach, Brizard.
The Coach of the Year award will be presented by Ashley Poulet.
The Coach of the Year honor is awarded to the head coach that has had a successful season within their sport and has made numerous positive contributions to the athletes as well as the department through their commitment and dedication. This year's winner is someone that could have received this award any of the years that they've been a part of the Crimson Wave Athletic Department. This person has dedicated 10 years to their program and has been a positive influence to their athletes as well as colleagues, which I can attest to, through their mentoring and guidance. This past season, our Coach of the Year led their team to the NAIA National Championship for the first time in their program's history after clinching the CCAC South Division Champion title. The 2016-2017 Coach of the Year award goes to men's basketball coach
Our Team of the Year had several worthy nominees. We had the men's bowling team who were national qualifiers once again and did well at the NAIA tournament. We had the women's bowling team who qualified at the sectional, and we heard a lot about their accomplishments. We had first-time coaches Mackenzie Gibbs and Kelsey Shepard who took their team down to the regional qualifier and just missed out on a national berth that they placed, I believe, 14th, and the top 12 teams went. So lots to celebrate, as well as the NAIA tournament qualifying team in men's basketball. But we're only going to give one award out, but a lot of worthy teams. And this honor is awarded to the team that has shown the most success throughout the athletic year. The team who will be receiving this award boasted a winning record this season while capturing the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference South Division Championship title. This title secured their spot in the NAIA National Championship, which made them the first team in school history to qualify for a Team NAIA National Championship. The 2016-17 Team of the Year is men's basketball. The next award is called the Golden Wave Award, and the plaque reads this. It's in recognition and appreciation for years of loyalty, support, and service to the CCSJ Crimson Wave Athletic Department and its student athletes. Traditionally given to an individual or individuals outside of Calumet College that give up their time and talents to improve and move the athletic department forward. We've had some very, very good recipients. Some of them are sitting here today. But this year goes to a special young man, a dear friend of mine. And when I took over last year and began coaching, he was a great year for me. He and I have been, we're high school teammates, and since then we've become very, very good friends. But when I took over the athletic director's position, I asked him to help me with the 5K race, and he took over the whole registration event and did much more for me. We had the golf outing, he and his family, and he volunteered others to come and help at our breakfast and other events. And moving into this year, he's already a step of the game and just giving of himself. And I'm very, very proud to announce that this year's Golden Wave Award goes to Richard Garza Jr. Generally, the plaque is a little bit smaller than this, but this is all they have in stock, so I get a huge plaque at the same price.
Today was the feast of St. Joseph's, and I happen to have a brother-in-law who's a pastor at St. Catherine's here about half a mile from today's event. And Bishop Hine, does anybody know the new bishop, Bishop Donald Hine? Yeah, I was up in the first row with the pre-K, and they see the pastor, they all say, "Hi, Father, hi, Father." And then the bishop comes in and he's wearing his big mitre hat. And he says, "Hi, Dad." But Bishop Hine mentioned today as St. Joseph, he was a carpenter, always helpful. But he wasn't someone that made furniture. He was a gentleman that made frames. The only way you can make a frame is more than one person. You need a whole team to make a team. So I'm more than glad to work with Rick. I went through 4 years, well, 3 years with Rick. Efficient home. We ran out 100 miles a week, 35 below zero, up on the 9-span bridge, and we've gone up to about 105 degrees too. So if you've done anything, you need something, I'll be more than glad to help. Thank you.
Our last award is the Andy Jusick Character Award. That presentation will be made by Andy Marks.
Rick came to my office last week and he sat down in front of me and he said, will you present the Andy Jusick Character Award? I sat there and kind of looked at him for a second and said, absolutely. It's an honor to be able to present an award named after a man that embraces everything that we're about. Andy Jusick embraces the 5 core values of Antioch. Andy Jusick is a teammate, he's a friend, he's a mentor, he's passionate about everything he does, and he inspires you to do more things in your life. When I worked with Andy in athletics 10 years ago, he was facing the most adversity he'd ever faced in his life. And never once was his door closed to you. Never once did he say, I can't do that for you. Never once did he say, I won't be there for you, I won't help you. He was always there. He was always a friend, and he was always by your side anytime that you needed him. I talked to a couple of his former teammates over the weekend, and as I wrote this, I started throwing it away. I wrote it, and I threw it away, and I wrote it, and I threw it away. It sounded like I was trying to, bring memory to somebody who wasn't here. Andy's here. You guys heard him speak. You guys heard the passion in his voice about what he did. One of the young ladies told me that he's a passionate, inspiring mentor, and she couldn't have summed it up better. But the only way to sum it up better is how Andy ended his speech today. He said, you'll never forget how someone makes you feel. And that's true of Andy in every day of his life. Ever since working with Andy, I've never forgotten how he makes me feel. And every time you meet somebody who knows Andy, they've never forgotten how he made them feel. Every time you see somebody, they say, oh, I love Coach Jay, I love Coach Jay. Because he embraces everything that is a character. This year's award winner does the same thing. And each year we give this award to somebody who embraces those same values. This year's award winner goes to Tevin Parker. Our male senior athlete of the year will be presented by Steve Allen.
This year's male senior athlete of the year winner ended his season with a 21-11 overall record and a 4th place finish at the NAIA Midwest Regional. He was selected for the NAIA National Championship, where he claimed a first-round upset of the 8th ranked wrestler at 285 pounds. This year's male senior athlete of the year wrestler Scott Petrowski.
Our female senior athlete of the year will be presented by Ashley Houlet.
This year's female senior athlete helped the Crimson Wave in several areas. She's a three-sport athlete who ranks number 2 on the volleyball team with 132 kills and ranks first on the squad with 42 blocks. She went on to lead the basketball team with 13.5 points per game. Just when she thought her collegiate athletic career was over, she found herself on the softball roster, where she made many positive contributions with her positive attitude and team mentality. This year's female senior athlete of the year is Brittany.
And finally, our athlete of the year will be presented by Mike Vader.
This year's CCSJ athlete of the year was CCA Team All-Conference second team list. He was one of 5 players selected to that list and one of 20 student athletes to be chosen to either the first, second, or honorable mention squads throughout the entire conference. The Chicago native led CCSJ with 13.4 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, each time out on the court this season, and he played an integral role in Crimson Wave earning their first CCAC South Division crown and first ever appearance in the NAI Division II Men's Basketball National Championship in Fort Lookout, Missouri. This year's Athlete of the Year award goes to men's basketball player Devin Harris.
Don't try that to me.
We have several special presentations to present at this time before we get into the final Crimson Wave Spirit of Sport Awards. Before I do the presentations, I'd like to acknowledge a few people that have made my job's not easier, but they've alleviated a lot off my plate, and I'm eternally grateful for them. First person I want to thank is Doug Castle. Would you please stand? More than that, he's been kind of a lifesaver, and it wasn't more evident by the number of claims that were reduced, saving the school a lot of money. So a lot of that has to do with Doug and his ability to do a lot of preventative measures, and hopefully he'll be with us for a while. Second person I'd like to introduce is Becky Levy, who's coordinator of the If you're ever there around Christmas time at 2 o'clock in the morning, you see a bag leaving in the middle of the night, that's Becky, you want to pick somebody up at the airport or coming back from an airport ride. She just does a lot of things behind the scenes, and we're very happy that she's with us. Next person we have is Mike Devader, who came to us from California. Mike is our sports information director. Mike's done an amazing job with respect to the website and that being new to us. And I know he's constantly bombarded with news and a lot of late hours, a lot of Sundays, a lot of late Saturday nights, and he really needs more than one sports information director, but that's for us to work out later. But I'm really happy that he made the decision to say yes to Calumet College of St. Joseph's, and we're very, very fortunate to have him and his talents. So thank you, Mike. We also have Coach Steve Helm, who's a women's basketball coach, but also is our facilities manager at Calumet College. If it wasn't for Steve, I would have a bed in the office because he takes on a lot of what I would have been doing, and that's all the game preparations, all the takedown after games, matches, and so forth. So he's been a blessing in disguise and does a lot of things behind the scenes. A lot of things that are working properly are because of him and him targeting on those things before they break down. So thank you so much, Coach, for all that you do. I'd also like to thank Ashley Houlihan. Ashley has been a godsend to me. Ashley, here tonight, as we're going through these awards, she's like, they're messing up, man. And she's keeping me in order here. But, you know, we gave her the title of Assistant Athletic Director of Compliance and Eligibility, and she's done a fantastic job. Much more. Also, for those of you that travel and get hotel rooms because of Ashley's work and her persistence to detail and making sure that you don't have a bus that doesn't show up or you don't have a place not to stay at, so forth. So Ashley's done a humongous and huge job on her side, and I'm forever grateful that she said yes to staying with our institution. So thank you, Ashley. I want to thank all the coaches because I know that you are part-time coaches doing full-time work, and I know when you leave work and you come to us that it's another 3 or 4 hours, and then it's another couple hours at night on the phone talking to recruits and going above and beyond. And there's not enough money to pay you for everything you do for us, but I really do see us turning the corner at some point, and it's going to be because of you, and it's going to be because of your commitment and your undying loyalty to Calumet College of St. Joseph's. And you know, much like Andy Jusic, and when I listen to him talk, and you know, more and more, I just want to be like him and have that open door policy and be able to create opportunities for more and more people, and just have the program grow and grow to a point where we get people that take notice from us outside of Lake County and so forth. So it's a big task, but it's something I think together we can do. And from a quote that I'll be putting up in my office wall is, you know, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go long, far, you go together. And I'm hoping that's the model we carry into the next year for 2017-18. Lastly, I don't know if he'll want to come up here and say a few words, but I wish that he would. But me being in this position, me coaching, much of what we were able to provide you coaches and you athletes this year had a lot to do with an individual that I greatly admire and respect. And if it wasn't for him and his convincing way of getting me to take the job, I wouldn't be standing here with you. So I'd like to have a big hand of appreciation for Dr. Dan Lowry. There's a lot behind the scenes that you don't know that happens within the athletic department. So I just want Dr. Dan Lowry to say a few words about the athletic department. And as you know, he'll be stepping down. A new president will be stepping in, Dr. Amy McCormick. So she's got some huge shoes to fill.
I'm going to use a track analogy. Andy, you'll recognize this one. You know, we all carry the baton for a little while, and then we pass it on. I think we can see the baton and passed on to someone who's pretty good, right? Let's remember where we came from, guys. Let's remember where we came from. And Rick, congratulations on a successful year, your entire staff, and all the best for the future.
We do have a couple of special awards. I want to share with you a little story of something that happened last year. Andy Marks was the assistant athletic director. He was the assistant athletic director for 11 years at Calumet College of St. Joseph. I came in as a first-year cross-country track coach. The position of director of enrollment came up, and both Andy and I applied for the job. And we ended up being the finalists for that job. And we both went through the interview, and Andy got the job. And lo and behold, shortly after that, I'm approached about the assistant athletic director's position. And then 3 days later, it turned into the athletic director's position. And it's just funny how God works, you know. And Andy's done a tremendous job in enrollment. I know good things to come. But Andy left quietly. There's a lot I've learned from this man, and he's done so much, and I don't know that he's ever fully been recognized for what he's done at Calumet College of St. Joe's, starting with the fact that he was a student athlete there, starting with the fact that he started the men's volleyball program there, starting that he was the first men's volleyball coach there. He was the assistant athletic director for 11 years. But we want to recognize Andy for what he's done, and we don't want him to walk away quietly. So, I have something here that reads like this. Andy Marks, in appreciation for your years of dedicated service to Calumet College of St. Joseph as Assistant Athletic Director, Men's Volleyball Coach, and Sports Information Director from 2005 to 2016. We present you with this plaque to serve as a token of gratitude for your undying loyalty and commitment to Crimson Wave Athletics. Presented from the coaching staff of Calumet College of St. Joseph.
My time in athletics was absolutely wonderful. I enjoyed every minute of it. I'm enjoying going home at 4:30, 5 o'clock too, now, you know, see my wife and things. But you know, I feel like as I walked away, you know, I tried to walk away quietly because I wanted Rick and Ashley to make their own. You know, I didn't want to always be around. You know, it's my way, or you know, I wanted to pass the torch and let them do their thing. And this year they've done a heck of a job, and they're going to drive this department forward tremendously. So I can't say enough great words about them. Thank you.
We have a second plaque here, and I don't know how he walked away, but we certainly don't want him leaving this banquet not knowing that we also appreciate everything that he started within the athletic department, and that all of his efforts and the hours and the talents and everything that he sacrificed to have what we have now. And I know some of you may look at what we have and you may not think it's enough, but if you hear Andy Jusik's story, you can clearly see that you're not practicing in the parking lot, and we're not in the sub-basement with Gene Kessler anymore, and we do have a home to call ours. And there's still a lot of work to do, but We also have a plaque for Andy Jusick, in appreciation for your years of dedicated service to Calumet College of St. Joseph as athletic director, basketball coach, and mentor from 1999 to 2011. We present you with this plaque to serve as a token of gratitude for your undying loyalty and commitment to Crimson Wave Athletics. Andy Jusick, please. We have a special presentation to give to an athlete here. I'd like to think that as we look back into the archives of what has been accomplished at Calumet College of St. Joseph, that we start to fill that trophy case with all the things that embody all the commitment and sacrifice that our athletes have put forward. And this is a great way to start that. So I'd like to give this token of appreciation to Michael Brooks, who scored 1,000 points. Hey. March 9, 2017. He'll be given one, and one will go into the trophy case. We'd also like to take this time to recognize some of the coaches on staff. I'd like to keep better records of how long you've been with us and so forth. So I've done the best I can to try to figure out how many years you've been with us, but hopefully in time we'll have an accurate count of how long you've been with us so we can recognize you for your years of service. But we do have some 5-year service awards, and we'd like the first one to go to Randy Vania. Randy will be getting another plaque because I just found out he's been with us for 11 years, not 6 how we thought. So they'll be receiving, anyway, they mess up these awards, so we're getting new ones, so I'll make sure we make the corrections. But congratulations, Randy, for 11 years of service. Brian Malakowski, our baseball coach, also received a 5-year service award. And Ashley Houlihan also received a 5-year service award. We do have some 10-year service awards. Call your name, please come on up and receive these. We have Chris Artis, assistant basketball coach. We have Ryan Sexton, head basketball coach. We have Mike Kabacki, head president. And we have Becky Levy. First year head coaches, please come on up and receive awards as well. Kelly Bruin, Kelsey Shepherd, Mackenzie Ditch, Larry Jeffrey, Rick Warren, Gary King, Tim Luna, and Tim Lee. And Gary King. Our last presentation for the evening, our Crimson Wave Service Sport Athlete Awards. Michael Brooks and Devin Parker will be presenting the Blooper of the Year.
Before we give this award, we have a short highlight video that our sports information director, Mike DeVader, and his intern, Nelson Cano, put together.
Oh, my bad. This way or this way? That was funny. I think so.
And the nominees are
track and field for his indoor and amateur malfunction. And the third nominee is Coach Dave Lopez for softball for his World Series celebration injury. And the winner of the 2016-17 Blueberry Year World Series.
Presenting our next award for Upset of the Year are track and field athletes Matt Rosado and Roger Malanda.
men's basketball for their upset against Robert Morris University. And women's bowling for their upset against #1 ranked Weber International.
And the winner is women's bowling.
Presenting the Player of the Year award are myself and Andy Mark.
Nominees for Play of the Year award. Sean Ellison for baseball for his 2-run home run against Lincoln Christian in an 8-0 win. Derek Scott for men's basketball for his W National Tournament lifting game against Trinity Christian. And Fatima Garcia for women's soccer for her 41-yard free kick goal in the final seconds for their 2-1 win against Roseville.
And the winner of the 2016-17 Play of the Year award. Presenting International Athlete of the Year are Mike DeValer and Justin Camp.
International Athlete of the Year award goes to the international athlete who has overcame cultural barriers to become a different sector in their team and a part of the CCSJ family. The nominees are women's basketball player Jasmine Southfield.
And the winner is Roger Maronda.
Announcing the newcomer of the year are coaches Ryan Sexton and Coach Chris Martin.
All right, this award goes to the athlete who put on a CCSJ uniform for the first time this year and made significant contributions to his or her team. And the nominees are Haley Collins for women's basketball, Kellen Vale for cross country and track and field, and Derek Scott for men's basketball. Derek Scott.
Presenting the CCSJ Ironman Award are Coach Dave Bowhead and Coach Steve Helms.
This award goes to an athlete who has overcome adversity and fought through hardships or injuries to become the embodiment of a team player. And the nominees are Shelby Collins from competitive dance, Kelsey Brzezinski from softball, and Brittany Kissel from women's basketball.
And the award for the 2016-2017 CCSA Ironman goes to Shelby Collins.
student body president. This individual performance award goes to an athlete who had an outstanding individual performance in a game or a match during the 2016 and 2017.
And the nominees are Brittany Kissel for her 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 steal performances against Purdue Northwest.
Derek Stott for his 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 performances against Governor State University.
Or Nico Bakari for his single sectional title victory over 170 Bowlers.
And the winner of the best there we go.
Nico Bakari.
Presenting the Best Team of Performance Award are myself and Mark.
This award goes to the team who has the most exciting and meaningful performance in the 2016-17 year. The nominees are men's bowling for their comfort behind victory over #1 Robert Morris University. Men's basketball for their CCAC South Division National Tournament clinching win against Trinity Christian College. And the final nominee, women's basketball for their 58-54 upset over Robert Morris University.
And the winner of the 2016-2017 Best Team Performance Award goes to men's basketball. Kristen Wade's Character Award will be presented by Rick Torres and Matt Platt.
This award goes to the athlete who best carries out the CCSC mission in 5.5 in the Games, both on and off the field. And your nominees are Kelly Bale, women's cross field, Brittany Kissel, women's volleyball, basketball, and softball, and Nico Picaro, men's bowling.
You want to say hi to your best friend?
2017 Christian Wade Character Award goes to Kevin Bale.
Our last award is for the most influential coach. And presenting this award will be Rob and Hannah Alden.
I live in Illinois. On our team? Oh, she's gone. She went back home.
This award goes to a coach who goes above and beyond, not only giving our players a game, but also helps them grow into young men and women through their positive mentoring and advice. The nominees are
Yes. It's in there.
Kia
No,
Matthews, assistant women's basketball coach. Dorothea West, assistant women's basketball coach. And Ryan Rivera, head coach. And the winner of the most influential coach of the 2016-2017 year is
The men's respiratory.
I wanted to announce that Ryan Rivera has been the head coach for the last 5 years. Ryan Rivera has quietly been to the national tournament in 5 years. He's qualified at least 1 to 2, sometimes 3 wrestlers to the national tournament, all without a lot of flair. But unfortunately, Ryan Rivera will be stepping down as wrestling coach. He got a job promotion. He's still going to stay connected to the college, but he's going to be a very hard coach to replace. So congratulations on your promotion. We're going to be missing you. And that concludes our athletic say that we have 3 fundraisers coming up in the next few months. We have a golf outing Monday, June 26th, our 5K race Thursday, July 27th, and our tournament day night Saturday, September 9th. We're very happy with coming to speak. We're going to need your support for these fundraisers that you are promoting, telling us how it's going to hopefully you can help us to work together. Thank you for coming tonight.
Yeah, I can tell us.
Chisel.
Dressed up.